Welcome to the Sarah Finkelstein Show, where the next minutes can change your life. Also on Spotify, SoundCloud, and iHeartRadio. Here's Sarah.
Hi and welcome. Have you heard of the eighth wonder of the world? Albert Einstein says that the information I'm going to be sharing with you momentarily is the eighth wonder of the world. And how can you utilize this for your own financial benefit? Well, compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. So let me show you this particular slide. I think we have some back noise. Tech support, could you please turn off the back noise? I think we have some. Thank you. So here's the slide I want to share with you. And maybe it's a little hard for you to see. Let me see if I could possibly make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so hopefully you could see this okay. And maybe you've seen this in the past, but this is really very, very telling and very powerful. In this particular slide, we are showing an individual who's at the age of 25, who starts to put money away, saving for their future, and puts away $5,000 a year for a total of 11 years, and then stops, but leaves the money sitting there to grow, compound. I think we have some compared to the individual that waits a few years and does not begin their savings program until they reach the age of 35. So they wait 10 years and they put the same amount of money aside, $5,000, invested in the market. Now, the older person has to actually leave the money in there until they reach the age of 60, whereas the younger person only, I'm sorry, they both leave it in there for the whole time. But the first person at the age of 25 only contributes for 11 years, a total of $55,000. The older person contributes $5,000 a year from the age of 35 all the way to the age of 60 for a total contribution of $130,000. And what's the difference here? Well, if you could take a look at this slide, the younger person who started at 25 ends up with a total of $615,580. Remember, that person's total contributions was $55,000. The older person who waited to start their savings and investing program till age 35 put in a total of $130,000. At the age of 60, ended up with $431,754. So basically, the younger person who put in less money overall ended up with $184,000 more than the older person and 42% more than the person who waited. So are you putting money aside on a regular basis? And then once you put it there, you leave it there to do its job of compounding. Because if you take a look at this, you'll realize that the reason that the younger person has a whole lot more money at the end of the rainbow is because of compounding. So compounding is extremely powerful, and that's why they say that Albert Einstein said it's the eighth wonder of the world. The moral of the story is the sooner you get started, the better. But also, better late than never. Because if that person who procrastinated starting this and waited to 35, what if that person never did it? Then they'd have nothing accumulated for their future. So better sooner than later, but better later than never. So it is important to put money aside. And this is very, very beneficial to learn to get into the habit, the discipline of saving. Have you heard of the term pay yourself first? We all have bills to pay every single month, and you should pay yourself first, meaning discipline yourself to set aside money for your future. We have to save for our future so that one day we can get to a point where maybe we retire or we work part time, whatever it may be. But in order to have that future pot of money, we do have to be disciplined, do it regularly and consistently so that we can reap the rewards later on in life. And you know what? If $5,000 is too much at this point for you, start small. Start with $25 a week. The point is to get in the habit of saving money on a regular basis. And as time goes on, you won't even feel it. It'll be out of your mind, right? Out of sight, out of mind. And maybe along the way, you could start to contribute more. Make that $25 weekly savings deposit instead, make it $50 or maybe $100. But I hope that you are at this point taking advantage of a Roth IRA because a Roth IRA grows tax free, meaning that when you start to take money out of that, that money will not be taxed. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You could text me at 561-302-5760. I also urge you to take advantage of a free report that you can download by going to www.financialfitnessforever.com. Remember that saving is long term. We don't just do it for a month or a year. It's long term. Investing is long term. So feel free to reach out if you have questions about anything at all. I'm more than happy to help. And if you don't already have my book, I can share with you the ebook of Wisdom for Women. And by the way, the information there also applies to men too. But the full title of the book is Wisdom for Women. Discover the challenges you must overcome to live the life and retirement you deserve. So if you'd like a free ebook, just text me 561-302-5760 and I'll be happy to send it over to you. Till next time.
Knowledge is power, but only when you implement what you've learned to your own benefit. Tune in next time for even more powerful tips on the Sarah Finkelstein Show.